As you can see, I did not come by myself. This is my friend AJ. She's going to be feeding our stingrays today. So she's cut that bucket around her neck. It's got some squid and some mahi-mahi for their breakfast today. Alright, so there's 3 species of stingray in this tank. Firstly, all these little guys, just at the front here, these are cow nose rays. They all have these 2 large lobes just in front of their faces. It looks a little bit like a cow's face. I just named them cow nose rays. They just use those lobes to stir up sand at the bottom of the tank or bottom of the ocean to look for food. And secondly, if you guys all cast your eyes towards the bottom of the tank, all of these larger rays sitting on the bottom, these are southern stingrays. All of our southern stingrays in this tank are female. And thirdly, one more species I'm going to mention, I think that's him just sitting on the bottom on the far side over there, our rocktail ray. Our rocktail, the stingrays, they tend to look quite light in the water, but the rocktail, he weighs a little under 200 pounds. He's pretty heavy for a stingray. He's also fairly old for a stingray. He's about 20 years old. And lastly, one more species going to mention. If you guys look towards the surface of the water, you might be able to see a few small sharks swimming around. There's one right in the middle here. These are our bonnet-head shark. They look like baby hammerhead sharks. They are in the hammerhead family, but they're fully grown bonnet heads, so they're not going to get any bigger than they are right now. So I have a question for you guys. Feel free to shout out the answer if you know. What do sharks and stingrays have in common? Something with their skeleton, but what they're made out of. Does anybody know? Cartilage, yeah. So nice job, guys. Cartilage is the right answer. If you feel the tip of your nose or the tops of your ears a bit of a wiggle, you'll notice that those small parts of our bodies are very flexible because they're made out of cartilage, very similar to what the sharks and the stingrays are made out of. So, if you've been looking at the rays, you might have noticed that their eyes are on the tops of their bodies, but their mouths are on the underside. Does anybody know if you can make a guess as to how they can find their food if they can't see it? Yeah, so I hear a couple people whispering smell. It's kind of a tricky question because it's a sense that we don't have, so it's kind of hard to imagine. But if you look at the rays, especially when they go up against the glass, you might be able to see these small dark dots just around their mouths. So these are their electroreceptors, and they just